of which the current session is for our SMP and DP. I also handle with GATP and PPDS. So let us have a very quick introduction about what is our whole agenda about our session, and then we will dive into the topics, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
I hope you probably should be able to see the notepad open for you, right?
Yeah, sure.
So SAP has started its planning. That is, it has come into the market to ensure that it comes and it resolves the ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning. So it tries to ensure that any planning segment which is relevant for, let us say, the transactional data, or let us say the reporting purpose and all, is being fulfilled with the help of SAP. So that was the first the motto why SAP has got evolved, and it has emerged into the markets of this ERP systems. So SAP is one of the most used ERP systems, as you know. So of this, the very mostly used a planning tool of SAP is APO, Advanced Planning and Optimization, which actually consists of 4 important modules.
Okay.
So each and every module of APO, they have a very significant usage and the purpose behind. So as I said, you right, it is more with the planning segment of ERP systems. So how would we be able to do it? So to make us understand about this, we will take a very small example and how does it really suit into the SAP practice. So let us say like you have gone to any e-commerce site, like example Amazon, and when you
Okay.
see like you are trying to purchase a new laptop for you. So you found it, okay, this was like you found a Lenovo was your expected laptop, and you have chosen it. And once you have clicked it, so you get some date, right? Like a material availability date. We
Yeah.
call it as MAD. So let us say you're going to get it by 1st of December.
Okay.
So now, can you have any guess, like what was it, how was it able to make up this date? Because this specific requirement or this particular order, I would be able to give you by this date. How was it able to do it? How was it able to generate?
Like they consider all the uh, uh, processing time and everything.
Processing time.
Like yeah,
Exactly. But the thing is, Amazon, it doesn't really produce the Lenovo laptops, right?
yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
So
Correct.
yeah,
So it sees, let us say the stock. Let us take the example of stock.
yeah,
Fair enough. So taking stock
yeah.
into consideration, it says, okay, I can give you by this date. Or if I don't have this particular stock, obviously it doesn't show you on the portal, right?
Yes,
Now,
yes.
let us change the scenario, just not with Amazon. Let us take directly you're trying to go with the Lenovo's website. Okay, you're
Okay,
going to the Lenovo website, and you have a specific, as being you a customer, you have a very specific order, like 1500 laptops with your specifications. Like you say, like I want 1 TB of hard disk or 2 TB of hard disk, and I need 8 GB of RAM and all. This is a very specific requirement from you, and
okay.
now the Lenovo, it cannot escape from your order because it's a very good enough order, that is 1500 units at the same time. But it also should give you a date, because when you place an order, it should be giving you some response, right? So
Yes.
being a customer, you expect a date from it. So now,
Yeah.
how do you think that Lenovo can address your issue? Because if it was taking the example of Amazon, okay, it sees about the stock. But now if
Yeah.
I see on a broader aspect, when I'm going to direct to a manufacturer and I'm placing a request, so how would it see? So it has multiple things to consider, right? Just not only the stock, it sees its capabilities.
Its capabilities and the inventory
Exactly,
of the
inventory.
materials
Correct.
and suppliers. Yeah,
So many other things have to be considered.
yeah. And even I think they consider the shipping time and everything.
Correct. Exactly. Fair enough. So we actually call them as the lead times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this all, we still have multiple things to consider, as depending on the complexity of the order and depending on the customer to whom it is going to come, the different things have to be considered. So it elaborates and all. So whether it's in a downstream or upstream, so we basically see in a supply chain process, it actually flows around 3 important flows. One is the information flow,
Yeah. Material flow.
and
finance. Yeah.
of this the
Hmm.
SAP, it stands or it tries to reinforce the existing data, or it is trying to emphasize more on the information flow. So how accurately can it process the data, or how accurately can it make up the decisions with the existing data is what SAP tries to do it. Because the material flow is really into the physical world where it doesn't really has any control onto it, and financial document flow, it's just about like whether how would for a particular order where the customer was the order when it has been delivered, was the customer has paid it or not, so the payment was received it or not, so how it has happened, whether it was an online transfer or whether it was through a check or cash and all those details you find
Yeah.
it on the financial documents flow, which really doesn't impact a few hugely, but information flow and material flow they really impact, and of which the ISAP tries to ensure, or it tries to embark on more with the information flow, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So how would an SAP would be able to do this planning? So if you see the supply chain operation reference model, you know this? What is supply chain operation reference model?
No.
So what is score? That is, the international standards of supply chain reference. It's one of the used models in the, for the supply chain consultants. It says that it basically any supply chain process, it basically consists of five important segments:
Okay.
plan, source,
So,
make, and deliver,
okay.
and return. So depending on the process, for example, let us say example of Amazon, it really doesn't do any process of making, but it further makes more with the, it should have a very efficient delivery system, because once the order was been placed by a customer, it should be able to make up, or it has its own uh, point of selling is that it has its own very efficient mechanisms where it can deliver the customers orders in a very short duration of time. And if we have some, maybe you might have heard about reverse supply chain processes, like
Yeah.
those are so for a few organizations, maybe reverse supply chain management is quite important. For some, it is about sourcing. For some, it is about planning, and for some, it may be only for making. So if I took the example of Lenovo manufacturer, it is more about making the product in a much more efficient way and in a much more reliable dates. That is we can also say it as reliable MADs. So it depends
Okay.
on which process of this whole process, supply chain operation reference model, which one has to be emphasized more and which one should be emphasized less. So taking this into consideration, we have different mechanisms with how the product is being produced or manufactured. Like we say,
Okay.
make to stock, make to order,
Make to order. Yeah.
make to engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silesh, can you give us some thought process about what does the make to stock stands for? Any idea?
Make to stop is like push system.
Great. So you are aware of the push and pull process then.
Yes. Yes.
Great. Fair enough. And make to order.
Make to order is like uh,
So
uh,
in order to really distinguish this, we'll take a very small example and we'll understand how would be they have been differentiated and what is a takeover point within this example. Okay. So we will take the example of preparation of or making of sandwich.
yeah.
So can you please tell me what are the required ingredients for me, Sailesh?
Bread like
Okay, bread.
uh, like vegetables, all those stuff. What all? He's so confused with English and French.
So I just made a very simple sandwich. It makes of has a bread, veggies, spices,
Veggies,
and butter.
spices, and butter.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now, let us say if you're the person who is going to serve you, he has already prepared the sandwiches before you gave him an order.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's expect. So when you so you go to an bakery or you say that I need a sandwich and he gives you which is already made with him or which is already kept in stock. He serves you the one. It is called as make to stock
Yeah. Yeah.
because neither he doesn't know to whom he's going to sell and nor he knows what is the exact customer's requirement, but still he makes up some stock and he only serves with whatever he has when the order is ready, right? How about make to order? So let us say it's in the same scenario. So you go to the bakery and you say like I need a sandwich, and he says like, do you need more veggies or do you need more spicy or you need to apply double butter or anything as such? So he gives you a bit options within the making of the sandwich. So that is called as make to order, where you are given still some comfort zone to choose your choices. How about make to engineering? So let us say,
Yeah.
take the example of me, like a weird customer like me. So I say like I need a sandwich who it should have about 3 to 4 slices of bread. So basically, some experts like sandwich is made up of 2 slices, but I say like I need 3 or 4 slices of bread. So yes, it is a make to engineering scenario because the whole product is derived or it is highly influenced by the customer's requirement. So it is called as make to engineering scenario, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Probably you should be now able to
So,
distinguish
but
what is
I think there is not much difference between the make to order and make to engineer, right?
exactly.
Both are
The
like
thing is, yeah, it is
customized.
customer driven, but in the make to order, you still have only a few options, or you have only a
Ah,
few options to choose with. But in make to
okay, but
engineering, I
in
say
make,
like, I need
yeah,
fruits to
it's
be added.
okay, okay. It's like completely like customer
Redesigning.
depends upon the
Correct.
customer. Yeah.
So it is. So if a particular product is customer driven or customer centric markets you expect nowadays, so it comes into make to engineering scenario because the making of the product is highly influenced by the customer's requirements. So in
Okay.
make to order, it was not highly influenced because though it was, so you say right, like you still some expect some push process and some pull process here because you have already make up your bread into slices, you have already made up the veggies prepared for you, have already stocked up the spices, but the addition of them or the how much you're going to add up the quantity and all, you're deciding at the place you are trying to, when you're trying to assemble the sandwich. At that point of time, you're trying to decide, okay, what should I do? But it is in the make to stock, obviously you don't have, the customer doesn't have any freedom
Yeah.
to choose. And in make to engineering, of course, he has much more than the make to order. So the push and pull process is bit, the push process is less, or you
Mm-hmm.
can say push and pull process are 50-50.
Okay.
But for let us take the example of make to engineering, the push is quite less because you only take, you doesn't know that he's asking you for a tutti frutti or some other fruits to be added. So
Yeah.
it is something you are trying to derive the whole product. So push is quite less and pull is quite high.
Mm.
So in this, what we see is like depending on the business scenario. So if your current organization, maybe it may fall into a make to stock or make to order, or also into make to engineering. What we observe is the lead times are quite high, or the lead times are going to change.
Yeah.
So when these lead times are going to change, so you expect every time the material would be, there's every possibility that the expected MAD, that is material availability date to the customer, is going to be exponentially increasing, or it is going to change abruptly. So there's the reason why the higher the efficiency of planning goes, so the higher would be the process of making the production, or the process of making up the material, it would be efficient. There's a reason why all the organizations, they are trying to invest more and more on these ERP systems and their applications, so that they can make the more and more efficient procedures, and they can also make up the more and more reliable MADs to their customers. At the same time, not only this, they also want to ensure that they don't go with higher inventories. So if it was just for make to stock, yes, you can reduce the lead times, I'm sure, for that, because you have already stocked it up. But the thing is, you cannot understand, or we never know that how would the customer's requirement flow for. So what would be the customer specifications? We cannot really pretend for every time. To that extent, there's a reason why systems are trying to make up more and more efficient with the help of our planning tools and all. Hope you got me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. One second. So as I said, you right, the lead times are going to change and all. So for every organization, even there are different types of planning segments which they have to consider. So they have strategic planning, they have tactical planning, and they have operational planning. So you had any opportunity to know about what is the strategic planning or what is the tactical planning and all? Sailesh or
No.
Sandeep?
No.
Okay. So on a higher end or on a broader view, so if you're trying to make up an organization, so if your planning goes from, let us say, a 1 year to 5 years, so within a 5 years, what should be my products, which type of product should I produce and all, let us say that comes as a strategic planning. And when I say
Yeah.
tactical planning, so I say like, well, within some 1 year to 1.5 year, what should be my expected growth? In which segment should I have my expectation to grow, or in which region should I go and emphasize more on the? In which region should I see the customers' behavior, or the shopping behavior, or the buying purchasing behavior and all? There you will go with the tactical planning. When I say about operation planning, so within your expected supply process or within your chain of network of operations which you're going to do, so what should be the next, like, which it says about just like a master production sheet where you say like, okay, for next month, I'm going to produce this 100,000 laptops which will be served for the North America or South America, something as such. So that comes as an operational plan. So you have different levels of planning is also been supported. So for that, we have, as I said, you right, we basically APO, it consists of 4 different modules, that is DP, which stands for demand planning, and SNP, which stands for supply network planning, SNP, and you have GATP, global availability to promise, and PPDS, that is production planning and data scheduling. So the organization, they can have a combination of these 4, or they can have 3, 2, 1, anything as such. That these modules of APO, they can be operated by the whole combinations. All the possible combinations are made possible within the APO. So
Okay.
depending on the requirement, they will choose those modules of APO.
Okay. So what is this GAT?
Global
Global.
availability to promise.
Okay. So what is this exactly, like global availability plan? Okay. Global availability.
So the same example which I told you, when I was in the need of 1500
Hmm.
units of laptop when you have placed to Lenovo, so he has to give you the answer, right? That is, I can give you
Yeah.
within 1st of January, something as such. So
Yes.
to make up this material availability date, how would they would plan? So how much they have the material they have to procure, or from which production plant they have to make it happen, and all. They would be able to do it with the help of this tool called global availability to promise. So as I said to you, it's not a mandate that you should the system should possess all the modules of APO. So they can have the combination. So whatever those modules of APO which can be chosen, those will be
Hmm.
selected. So if I say, so basically, now if you see there are different types of players, right? Maybe you are good aware of these terms, upstream and downstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So basically, now we can expect there are different players which come ahead in the upstream, right? So earlier it used to be, if I have to purchase a laptop, let us say 15 years ago, if I have to take a laptop, or let us say even a PC, I need to go to a shop and I have to ask him that I need a personal computer, something as such, and what are the configuration he has, he's going to serve you, but you don't have such an option where you can choose your own configuration, you can choose your own OS, something as such, right? But now
Yes.
you have a feasibility that you can choose your own, even the color is a constant. You can say, you can place a, that I need a black color laptop, I need what we say 1 TB of hard disk only. So within your configurations, can I get my laptop or not? You're able to do it, or you're able to surf it sitting at your home. So the number of players who are coming in, so they used to have a wholesaler, you will be having a retailer, you will be having a supplier. So these all can be eliminated because you can directly place an order to Lenovo, the manufacturer itself. So the channels of order, the channels of demand, how it is being flowing, is now it has been exponentially changed. You agree with me, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's the reason why you have the emerging, this is still an emerging technologies. They have many methodologies they will support with. So depending on the different types of business processes, they will be choosing the modules of APO. So if I take the example of this same Lenovo, where a customer can place his order and he needs a date, it is something different. And if a retailer is going to place an order, it is something other different, because he may have a bulk order, or if you speak about a normal individual, the end user customer, so it will be about a single 1 or 2 units, right? Mostly, not
Yeah.
higher than that. So it depends again the MID how you are going to promise, or how are you able to make up your orders into prioritization. So many things comes into consideration. Depending on that, they will try to decide which modules of APO should they be choosing for their business process mapping,
Okay.
right? So did you had an opportunity to go ahead and see the training contents of our session?
No, not exactly.
Okay, so let me know once you're able to see the Word document open for you.
Yeah.
Can you see the Word document
Yeah.
open? Yeah.
Yes.
So I will make you go to the training contents, but one small thing I would like to make you note of it is, so our training doesn't really go with the training contents. There's every possibility that we may have to add up a few more topics. So the initial sessions will be more about the gap analysis. So we'll try to understand about what are the further additional topics which can also be added onto this. So this is not only restricted to the existing training contents. So you must be able to stretch for some extent, where you must deal with some additional topics also. So because as you know, like people who are within the SAP, they may be good aware of some few topics. So if you feel that okay, our aspirants are in need of those topics or prerequisites that are saying sometimes, so even those will be added into the training contents. So
Okay.
I want you to people to good acknowledge about that. So you have to stretch for those additional topics also for some time, right?
Okay.
Sailesh, any questions
Yeah.
for me?
Yeah. No.
Okay. And Sandeep,
Yeah.
any questions from your side? No, right?
No. 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 Everything is
Okay.
clear.
Okay. So we will be having okay, Naveen will be communicating to you, or how would be our trainings go ahead, and what is the time which will be
Hmm.
expected for you and for me.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
once you are done with the session, you will be we will also have the recorded sessions for you. So Naveen will be
Hmm.
providing the recorded sessions. And any
Okay.
queries for me, you can post me, or you can ask me for the next once I'm going to start my session, we will be moving on with the first queries, and then we'll start up the session, and we will be
Okay.
able to show you on the SAP. We will be showing you the SAP on screen, how are they maintained and all. So you can
Okay.
watch, you can realize them, or you can visually treat them. How would they feel, and how would they look ahead and all, and then you can come ahead with their questions, right?
Okay. Sure.
And every day we will, I mean, every time if we end up the session, we will go away with the takeaway points, so that we don't miss any of the topics we discuss. So this is what a standard practice I do with all my sessions to all my aspirants. Okay.
Okay.
And we welcome all our changes, if we are the aspirants are expecting from us. So any changes or any expected topics you're expecting from us, you can say us, we will add up on to those training contents which you're going to provide you. So however,
Okay.
you can go through in detail about those training contents, because by the end of the day, maybe Navin will send you the Word document for you, so that you
Okay.
can be able to go through them, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So any questions for me?
So actually, this APO is like only the tool in SAP SEM, or we need to know about the we need you what you suggest. Like for us, we are like supply chain background guys.
Correct.
So you want us to do the SAP SEM and then APO, or like SEM and APO is like same.
They are same. As I said you, like those additional topics which are there, which we feel that okay, if you are if you want to make you comfortable with a few topics, we expect a few prerequisites to be there, that will be discussed by me in the gap analysis sessions which are there. Okay, so
Okay.
so that's the reason why that was the first reason why, because we will try to make our sessions more and more tailored to our aspirants. So that was the
Yeah.
reason behind why I was asking you about your previous experience with SAP, so that we will come to a background how should we start up with our next upcoming
Yes,
sessions,
yes, yes.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, we are very new to the SAP, and now I have seen like in the modules, like before in the website, they were
Okay.
like SAP APO is like something different module, and SAP
CP.
SEM
SEM is different.
SEM is like different. So different course you have kept in like two different contents.
Correct.
So
So when we say about
you guys
SEM,
will
right, it
cover.
speaks.
Sorry.
So when we speak about SEM, supply chain management, it has something like event management. It has extended warehouse management. These are a bit which depends on, again, with this the actual modules of APO. That is the when I say about SMP, DP, PPDS, and
Uh-huh.
GATP. These are the
Uh-huh.
most expected, or for out of, let us say, 1,000 customers of SAP who use APO. So out of them,
Mm.
you at least you can expect 900 people would go with these four expected modules, because
Okay.
these are like expected, or the base modules of APO which will be onto the practice.
So
So whether
okay.
when I say
So
about extended warehouse management, or let us say event management, which again comes into supply chain management, again
yeah.
even this comes into supply chain management. The thing is, these are again, those are only the tools which have been specific to the products, to the very few customers of such. So even we have an practice where we can make you to go ahead and learn with event management, or extended warehouse management and all. We also have spare parts planning, SPP. When those are still there with us, but the thing is they are very specific to a very few customers. So if I take the example of, let us say, extended warehouse management, so if you
Yeah.
take the Walmart, or let us say even some other food processing industries, who are very much emerged into this retail industry, and who have very good shelf of the products and all. So only those customers, they go with extended warehouse management. Even but still, they don't go independently with extended warehouse management. They have to again rely on some part of DP, some part of PPDS, some part of SMP. So this,
Okay.
you cannot eliminate these modules at any cost into the where you are trying to implement with APO. So that is the reason why this can be considered as the core modules of APO, on which you can try to embark now, and then I might be after a couple of days, or when you get with a real assignment where you have to work with those modules. But this information or knowledge onto these modules will be really helpful for you to handle any other modules of APO. To that extent, we
Okay,
can
I've
give you
got
that.
one question for you, Mr. Arvind.
Yeah, please tell me something.
Like I am doing my specialization into purchasing.
Okay.
So then, if I do APO, will there be any other modules so I need to cover to go into my profession, or
I don't know.
APO would be
API would be sufficient for you, but you need to have a basic understanding about this an ERP module called material management. I mean,
okay?
that is we say it in the OLTP systems module,
Okay.
material management. A brief understanding of that module, what are the important roles within that, that will be discussed by, if you are in need of those, you can ask me after the end of the sessions of us, because we'll be going with the case studies when we are speaking about these modules. So at that
Mm-hmm.
point of time, so when I say about the monitoring processing and all, so you can ask me for that. So we will have a tailored session for you, which will speak more about how would and material management work, and what would be the important characteristics of it with respect to an ECC, that is OLTP system, which is making up that online transactions performing processing system, and how it is helpful for them. To that extent, if you are enough, that would be good enough for you, because you are especially with purchasing, right? So that would be
Yeah.
value addition for you.
Okay.
Okay. So like he is like purchasing and I am in logistics.
Okay, for you logistic, why I'm saying with purchasing, he needs some additional understanding of that material management. Even you can also attend the same session, because it's a
Yeah.
basic understanding of how would the material management people work and what is the significance of them. So
Okay.
of course, that would be also a value addition for you, because all the modules of APO or SAP, let us say, they are tightly integrated. So they will be the dependencies from one to another. So when you learn
Okay.
about one dependency, that will be also a value addition for you, but it will not be a like I say, just a brainstorming session for you for sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Like okay, so you say that we know. We no need to take this SAP SEM, right? If we do this APO, it will be more helpful than SEM. That's
Correct.
what you want to say. Like
Exactly. So as I said, right? See, out of 1,000 customers of SAP who actually have the process of APO, so of which
okay,
900 people or the 900 customers, they surely have this models of APO. So DP, SMP, of course, you can also take another session for GATP and PPDS. Again, there are
mm,
two different models of APO, which again, which needs again a complete different understanding and methodologies of it to understand it. It's a complete course altogether. So,
okay,
but for you, if you are good enough with the these four segments of APO, you need not go with supply chain management, because
okay,
those modules, when I say extended warehouse management or event management, they're very specific to the very less customer base. SAP
okay,
provides the business processes for all the customers. So it has SAP One, it has SAP Suite for all, it has ECC, many, it has multiple products of SAP altogether, from where it can
mm,
support from 10 to 250 employees of an organization of 10 to 250, or 250 to 500, or 500 to 5,000, and 5,000 to 1 lakh. So you have
okay,
different range of people who are going to work. So you don't expect. So we have a very famous saying, right? One size
mm.
doesn't suit for all. So that's what
Yeah,
SAP actually works with. So it knows, okay, well, a organization which has 10 to 250, so it doesn't have the same solution which is required, which is required for 5,000 to 1 lakh people. So there's a
yeah.
reason why
Okay,
it has different products altogether.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, till now
Okay,
it's clear. Yeah, once I will go through all the Word document and all, and I will be get back to you very
yeah.
soon.
Thank you so much, Sandeep and Shailesh, for all
thank
your
you.
attention you're making us for this session. And it was really interactive, and it was really joyful for us to make this session happen. Thank you so much. We will get back to
Thank
you with our Word document, which will be speaking about our training contents, and you can
Yeah,
communicate back to Naveen. Thank you so much. Have a
yeah,
great night.
sure. Thank you very much. అయిపోయింది ఇంకా అంతేనా వెళ్ళిపోయావా నాయనా